Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hostin Cruz. And guys, last night we witnessed one of the greatest super bantamweight fights of all time in Jorge Chavez. 15-0, one draw, 8 KOs versus Jose Tito Sanchez. 15-0, 9 KOs. Someone's O had to go in this fight. And these two guys had history coming in, as both of them fought each other in the amateurs back in 2018. And I think it was the Agua Caliente tournament. And Agua Caliente tournament, or it was the venue Agua Caliente, but they fought there in 2018. And so it was a get back for these fighters. I mean, both guys coming into this rematch. They know each other so well from their previous amateur meeting. And these two guys were coming in undefeated. Coming into this fight, Jorge Chavez was ranked number 48 in super bantamweight division in the world. And Jose Tito Sanchez is currently ranked number 8 in the world in the super bantamweight division. Now, I don't know if that was actually he's number 6. He's ranked number 6 in the world in the super bantamweight division, amongst the best. Naoya Inoue, Sam Goodman. So now he's ranked number 6 now. I don't know if he was ranked number 6 going into the fight. Because why would you put a number 6 ranked fighter in the world in super bantamweight? I guess a number 48. So maybe overnight while we were asleep, they changed his number from maybe 30 something to now number 6, because this win, I'm sure, would have catapulted any of these two fighters to the top 10. And so said, so done. Jose Tito Sanchez is ranked now currently number 6th in the super bantamweight division in the world. But the fight, let's talk about the fight. Man, as you can see, Chavez versus Sanchez, right? Two legendary names in Mexican boxing. Both guys have nothing to do with those legends. They're not related. But on paper, it looks darn good. And they lived up to the names in terms of what we saw in the ring. This was a savage fight, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most savage fights I've seen in quite some time. One of the most brutal, exciting, action-packed fights I've seen. Possibly the best fight this year. Possibly so far. This fight had round of the year on top of that in round 9. I mean, things were already good, and they got heated up. We're going to look at some highlights here of the fight, ladies and gentlemen. 26 for Chavez, 27 for Tito Sanchez. This fight is a barn burner. This was the undercard of the Cruiserweight Championship fight between David Benavides and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. This was one heck of a fight. Jorge Chavez was the better boxer coming into this fight. As you guys can see, throughout the fight, he was countering to the body, using his jab. But, Mexican Warrior came out of him. Both of these guys, Mexican-American, both guys stood chest to chest majority of the fight, where Jorge Chavez is going to make the fight easier. Easier for him. He could have boxed, keep using his feet, move around like what you see him doing right here. But the machismo came out of him, and he stood chest to chest, stood in the pocket, and fought Tito Sanchez' fight. And that became fun for the fans. And for those of you watching at home, or in attendance, this was a banger-ass fight. I've been watching boxing for quite some time now, for 15 years, and I had that feeling like, man, we're seeing something special here, because it just kept getting worse and worse in terms of action, like in a good way, because boxing fans are winning here in this fight, because you're seeing thunderous shots landing on both fighters. Both guys absorbing the shots to the chin, and they're just wailing away. And after the great round 9 that we saw in that fight, Jorge Chavez succumbed in the 10th round. He could not take any more punishment. This was just a savage fight and a savage ending on top of that. Jorge Tito Sanchez, I've seen him coming into this fight. He was not a stranger to me. I've seen him fight a couple times. Knocked out one of my Puerto Rican fighters in Carlos Purin Caraballo. That was my first time seeing him fight. And I was impressed. And I saw him fight again. I got impressed again. And here I am. Last night, seeing him fight again on a big stage against a fighter that I was not too familiar with, Jorge Chavez. But Tito Sanchez proved and showed why I was impressed, man. He's a hell of a fighter. Very exciting fighter, boxer, puncher. Loves to mix it up, as you guys saw in the fight. Good chin. You know, a lot of Mexicans, that's what they're known for. Tough, solid, durable chins. And if you can fight, that's a plus. And Jose Tito Sanchez, he has what it takes to be a world champion. You know, I don't know if he has what it takes to beat the monster Naoya Inoue, but which is the man in the division. But I'm sure he can give Naoya Inoue a good fight. He's gonna give a good account of himself. I'm just saying, if that fight was to get made now, I just can't see Jose Tito Sanchez knocking off Naoya Inoue. It's gonna be hard to beat that man. But Jose Tito Sanchez has what it takes to beat a lot of good fighters. You know, in the weight class. You got Junto Nakatani. Imagine a fight with Jose Tito Sanchez against Junto Nakatani. You got Sam Goodman, David Picasso, Ryosuke Nishida. Those fights. Or Murul John Akhmadaliev, the Uzbekistan fighter. Hard name to pronounce. Ramon Cardenas. Imagine a fight with Ramon Cardenas against Jose Tito Sanchez. That will be a barn burner. So this was... I knew this was going to be a good fight. I just didn't expect it to be the fight of the night. I mean, the whole card, from top to bottom, had fight of the night contender. You know, Oscar Duarte against Angel Firo was a tremendous banger. Jaime Munguia versus Armando Resende was a hell of a scrap. And then, well, the most one-sided fight happened in the main event with David Benavides beating the holy hell out of Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and taking the cruiserweight title. But it's not about that. It's about these two bantamweights here that fought and gave the fans a great fight. The best fight to me this year, and one of the best fights at 122 pounds in the history of the weight class, for sure. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Jose Tito Sanchez winning by TKO over Jorge Chavez in a tremendous action-packed super bantamweight fight. What a banger. Miracle Boy Boxing Guides. I'm your host, Austin Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.